Happy holidays, and today we're going to jump into our workouts. Today we're pressed for time. So first things first, for everybody who's standing or sitting down, we're going to start with your warm-up, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to lift our arms to the sky, and we're going to point our toes upward. So we're going to lift, and this is just going to stretch, and you're going to get on your tippy toes. For anyone who's sitting down, you can literally just throw your hands up and put your legs out. Just like that, almost kind of like you're going on a roller coaster or you're on a swing. And we're just going to do that 5 times. And what we're going to do is just kind of opens up the body a little bit from the bottom to the top. So we're just going to go 1, and I'm going to try not to hit my disco ball. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's the last one. So what that mimics really is that it's a stretch for the upper body, but it's also considered a calf raise. So you're getting your lower legs and your lower body warmed up and your upper body as well. And then we're going to just bring it to kind of marching in place. For all my people sitting down, you can do the same thing. Just sit down and do as you always would with me and just march in place. I want you to swing your arms and literally just get your body ready just like that. Today we're going to bring it up because we're going into the new year strong. And we want to get our heart rates up. So today I'm going to go a little bit faster. But remember, it's all about going at your own pace and exceeding your own limitations and expectations of yourself. So push just a little bit beyond what your comfort zone is. And if you're a little bit over, then you succeeded for today. And if you just meet it, you succeeded. But we're going to push to get to where our goal is. Okay? So we're going to do this for 10 seconds. And I'm going to start running in place now for 10 seconds. Okay? And we're going to go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't stop. I just want you to slow down. So for 5 seconds now, just slow down your pace. We never want to ever abruptly stop, so our heart has a moment to catch up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Deep breaths. 2 more. 1 more. Excellent job, everybody. Last thing I'm going to do, it almost mimics like a ballet stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to plant your feet a little bit outward. For my people who are sitting, you can just come up forward a little bit and just put your feet outward. And then we're going to just put our arms up and then out. So up and out. For my people who are seating, your majority of the time, you're going to be using your upper body. For anyone who's standing, there's a little bit more motion with your lower body, and I'm going to show that in a second. So we're going to go up like we reached before, and then we're going to come out. Almost like the warrior pose in yoga. It kind of mimics it a little bit, but it also mimics a ballet dance. So for my people who are standing now, like myself, we're going to kind of get into like a sumo squat, sort of, but you're not going to be bending down like this, though, or you're not going to be squatting like that. You are going to come down just a little bit, though. So we're going to go up, and we're going to take it down. So there's a little bit of a squat, but not a full-on thrust downward, okay? So we're going to go up, and we're going to take this 3 more times, okay? So we're on number 2. We're going to go up. This is number 3. Number 4. Up. And down. And this is our last one. And down. And now I want you to just march in place. And now for the next 10 seconds, we're going to get our bodies really warmed up again. We're going to do that run in place for 10 seconds, okay? For all my people who are sitting down, I want you to just keep moving your upper arms and your lower legs, okay? Just like I showed you earlier. 3, 2, and 1. So you're going to jog in place for 10 seconds. For all my runners, if you want to run, if you want to sprint. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost there, 9, 9.5, and 10. All right, you guys know what to do. Slow it down for 5 seconds. Take your deep breaths right now. For anyone who's asthmatic, if you need to stop, pause, or get your inhaler, please do so. If you need to take a sip of water. Calm your breathing down. You're just going to take 3 big breaths from your diaphragm. So all that is just take a deep breath all the way in. Blow it out hard. One more. That's breath number 3. We come back. All right, that's just the warm up for today. So now what we're going to do is we're going to transition. Today is actually going to be styled after my boxing cardio routine, a little bit of kickboxing too. It's a mix of mixed martial arts and fighting styles today. So for anyone who hasn't been here before, you're in for a treat. For anyone who has, a lot of it is going to seem routine, but the beautiful thing about any combat sport, a lot of it is just consistency and mastering one kick as opposed to 20. When you master one, you have it forever. So it's going to be the same thing today. We're going to start with boxing. I'm adding in elbows today. We're going to get to abs and front kicks, okay? And we're going to just put it all on today, and then we're going to rotate it as we go, okay? So for all my people who are standing, we're going to start with our advanced, and then I'm going to do the modified version. We're going to get into our boxing stance. So I'm going to move back so everyone can see my feet. So for anyone who is in a regular stance, that means I'm a righty. My left foot is going to go forward. My right foot is going to come back. That's my base. If you have any trouble just seeing my feet, just do your best to follow along. And for anyone who's a lefty, it's going to be the reverse. So the opposite is true. So your right foot is going to come forward and your left foot is going to be your base. Okay? But for these purposes, I'm a righty, so I'm going to be standing in my regular stance today. And for people who are seated, I'm going to get to that in just a second. So for anyone who's been with me from the very beginning, I'm going to show you the basics. So we're going to do a jab, and then we're going to do a 1-2, which is a jab and then a cross, and then a 1-2 and 3, which is a jab, cross, and a hook. Okay? And then we're going to do that a couple times. I'll tell you what the count is in just a second. So what we want to start off with is our strong base. So remember, our main foot, which is our left foot, this is our lead foot, left foot forward, right foot back. Personally, I kind of like to keep my right foot horizontally, if you see it. And then as a fighter, like for these purposes, you guys don't have to get too technical with it. It's really more about just having a good stance, because what we don't want, and I've always explained this at the beginning of any workout, is that if you're pushed or if someone tries to hit you or something, that you have like that mobility to move. You're not just like on a tabletop where someone hits you and then you're falling backwards and then you lose your balance, which is what you don't want. Because fighting on the floor is actually incredibly dangerous. Even though today's not that, it's always good to know whenever, if you feel intimidated or you're scared, you get into a power position. And even if you have to squat a little bit, with fighting, what we do is we tend to squat or we get low to the ground. So that if I ever have to move, you see, I'm always on balance. I'm always on guard. I'm never like, oh my God, like I'm about to trip over the chair. So, all right, so everybody, we're gonna put your front knee forward, touch your left leg. Your right foot, I want it back. This is for my advanced, and then we'll go through the modified. I want your left hand up. I want your right hand up to protect your face. For all my advanced people, you're gonna get to your fighting stance. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on this today. For anyone who's a beginner, just put your hands in front of your face. And with the left hand now, we're just gonna do a simple jab, which is a straight jab forward. So you're gonna pretend your opponent is in front of you, and we're just gonna ball up our fist now, we're gonna go forward. Okay, and the right hand is gonna stay glued to your face. Not so close where if you get hit, you're gonna hit yourself, but close enough where you could block or defend yourself. So we're gonna keep it here. So right hand here, left foot forward, and we're gonna take the jab, number 1, and we're gonna take this 10 times, okay? And you're gonna count with me, or you count in your head wherever you are, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come back into position. And then a home base is here. So the right hand never moves until I tell you to throw out a 2 or a cross. It always stays here. Now for my people who are seating, It's gonna be a little different now. Because again, I can't have you switch up your stance like this. But what I can do is, so that you can do it practice along, I can scoot forward in the chair. If you need more back support, you can lean back, just use your upper body. But for anyone who is capable, either have like a pillow behind you or have someone behind you, just so that you're not like falling back, and that you're also not hurting your back. Because the support, I'd rather have you have the support and do your best to get the move down to your best ability than to sit there and train yourself to follow along. That's what we don't want. Because remember, it's like medicine. Everything is different for everybody who's participated. So for you guys who are seated, I just want a good base, which for you guys is just flat on the ground, hands up, just like we were standing, and protect your face. This is the money maker. And then with that one now, with my left hand, we're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna bring it back to our face. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For anybody who's advanced, you could just continue to do the workout while you're standing. I want to show both sides so that everyone is participating today. So all my standing people, I'm going to stand preferably with this workout because it's good practice for me. So I'm going to get into my stance. Everyone in their fighting position, whether you're standing or you're sitting, hands in front of your face. Remember, keep the right hand loose, but keep it close enough to protect your face. And now we're going to take the jab, which is our 1, and we're going to do it 10 times, okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and home. Excellent, okay? All right. So that's just the starting of it, okay? And if you don't feel your heart racing, wait, because this is all just going to compile one after the other, okay? So what we're going to do is now we're going to switch over to the 1, 2. So nothing changes so far. The only difference is that we're adding a punch in. So everyone who's seated can remain seated. Everyone who's standing, stay in your stance. So we're going to get back to home, get into your fighting stance. Ready? And now what we're going to do is, instead of just the 1, because that's our jab, right? We're going to go 1, we're going to bring it back, and then we're going to cross over. Excuse me, because I have to push the chair back for just a second. For the 2, this is a bit more technical, but for the 2, you're going to want to put your body into it, which means that your this foot, the right foot, is not going to stay just stationary. It's not going to just stay stagnant. You're going to want to move your body with it. For anyone who's sitting, I'll explain in a second of what to do. You'll just be going through the motions of the upper body. But for people who are standing, get into your fighting stance, bend a little bit. Remember, strong base. So if you feel like you're too close, move your legs out. I want you to make sure that you feel your control, that you're in a power position. So if someone tries to move you, you're not going anywhere. So hands up in front of your face, get into your fighting position, and then it's going to be 1 and 2. And when you throw that 2, which is the cross, your whole body comes with you. With the jab, it's more of like a pepper punch is what we like to call it, because you're peppering somebody with shots. There's really nothing on it. But with the 2, this is kind of like the Mike Tyson punch. When you come, the 1 sets it up, and the 2 is the finisher. And for some people, it is in fighting or any mixed martial art or combat sport. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get into our stance. And before I jump into it, for anyone who's seated, again, firm base, hands up in front of your face, and you're going to go 1 and 2. So instead of you guys, you're not going to be turning your body like that because you're sitting down and it's hard to do and it's not realistic. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 1. And then what you're going to do is you're going to move all of your upper body with you, as if almost like you're not lunging at the person, but your torso, your upper body is all coming with you. So even if someone actually tried to come at you while you're sitting down, you're going to protect your face, you're going to cover with the 1, and then you're going to come with the 2. And you're not just using just your arm. Remember, it all comes from your body. That's where your power comes from. Whether it's softball, basketball, whatever it is, one thing I've learned as an athlete is that it comes from everything. It's not just isolated. And that's the beautiful thing with combat sports, is that you learn to use all of your body and what you're doing. And that's the same for yoga and any other type of sport. So all my fighters, all my combat people, get into your stance. For anyone sitting down, hands up. And now we're going to do the 1 and 2 now. So jab, cross, fighting stance. And we're going to take that 10 times, and we're going to do it twice. So it's going to be a set of 20 until I say otherwise, okay? So hands up. We're going to go 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. And we're going to bring it back. If you feel unsteady, move your base out. Because what we want is when you turn that you come back directly. You're not turning and then you're wobbling over. That's what we don't want. So make sure strong base. Do I feel comfortable? Yes, I feel comfortable. Am I sturdy? Am I good? Yes. Okay. And we're going to start now. Ready? 1, 2. That's 1. Ready? 2. 1, 2. 3. 1, 2. 4. 1, 2. 5. 1, 2. And if it confuses anybody, you could just say jab, cross, okay? I'll say that for these purposes. So jab, cross. That was number 5. Number 6, jab, cross. Number 7, jab, cross. Number 8, 9, 10, and home. We need to take a sip of water. Please feel free. If you need to just take a minute to breathe, take a second. We're going to stay in our stance again, but we're going to do this another set now. So now we're going to reset or take our deep breath. Almost as if you're getting in the ring for the first time, you take that deep breath. Get your hands up. Remember, the right hand or the left, depending on which side is dominant for you. Keep it close to your face, but not close enough to hurt yourself. So keep it loose, but keep it tight, if that makes sense. And then we're going to take our left and we're going to start up again, okay? So I'm just going to say jab, cross for everybody so I don't confuse anybody. So jab, cross, and we're going to start. So set 1, jab, cross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I reset at home. For anyone who's seated, continue to do the same thing and use that upper body. And for anybody who's with me who still doesn't feel it, I don't want you to cheat yourself. So what that means is if your heart's not up, if you're not sweating already, you got to put more effort in. And that's a really big thing for today. The holidays are here. I know everyone's been eating whatever they want, and now it's time to go into the new year fit and ready to go. Okay, so now our next combination, everything we did stays the same. We're just adding a third punch now, which is called the hook. I'm just going to demonstrate the hook normally. So I'm going to get to my fighting stance. I'm going to get low. Hand comes up. If my coach calls out a number 3 is this. It's almost like a locking key is what we call it. So I'm going to show you the side angle. I'm going to come up. And what happens is the lock is almost like this when my elbow comes up. So you guys can see it. So when this punch comes up, it's almost like an L formation. Or when it comes up, it's a very short punch. It's not one that's supposed to come out here. It's supposed to be very short-lived, but it's supposed to be very powerful. This is what a finisher normally is in boxing. So when I come up, 3 comes out. And almost when you do the combo, when your opponent's in front of you, this would normally go to the jaw. The 2 is the money maker. And if you come back for some people, or if not, depending on how good you are, you either come up and finish them with the cross, which is swift and almost mimics an elbow almost in some mixed martial arts when it comes up. Because you see how my elbow comes out? This is not what's hitting, but the structure is the same though. It's almost like someone going like that with the elbow, except you're actually punching though. So you're almost cutting across their line is what you're doing. So that's our third punch that we're going to do. And we're going to add that to the 1, 2, 3 combo as number 3. So everybody who's standing, remain standing. I'm going to do this seated first for everybody. For all my people, again, strong base, hands up. And we're going to do jab, cross, use your body. We're going to finish with the 3. So 3 is going to come out and it's going to hook around. That's why we call it the hook, because it hooks and then it comes back. So we're going to hook. And you don't have to keep it so short. You know, you can pretend like there's like, you know, a dummy in front of you or something, as if someone's sure like actually trying to hit something, almost like those boxing dummies, like in the models. Remember when models were still around? And we're gonna come out, okay? And for all my people who are standing, my advanced people, we're gonna get to our stance. We're gonna get comfortable. We're gonna keep that right hand close. And then we're gonna just do a simple 1, 2, 3 demonstration. So we're gonna go jab. And you can pop with your jab. Notice how my left leg's coming out a little bit more. This is more technical, but again, 1, 2, 3. And for my 3, I failed to mention, I'm sorry, When the 3 comes out, it's almost as if you're splashing a bug. Like you guys not being able to see it from this angle, but if there's a bug right here and I need to splash it, that's what the 3 resembles, except it's my whole body. So from the bottom to the top should be moving, not just the hook, not just my upper body, my whole body. So we're gonna come here and we're gonna finish with the hook. And I'm gonna slow it down. So it's here, right? So we're gonna go 1, 2, back, and then 3 comes around, and then we finish, and then we return home, okay? If anybody has any questions after class, please feel free to hit up the chat or talk to Z after, and I'd be more than happy if we have enough time. So we're gonna get back into our stance, and we're gonna take this, we're gonna do 2 sets of 10. So we're gonna do that 3-piece combo. We'll go slow, because I know it's a little bit more advanced. And for everyone, so we're on the same page, I'm just gonna say the names of the punches to make it easier for the set counting, okay? So we're gonna get into our stance. We're gonna go jab, cross, hook. That's 1. Jab, cross, and hook. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. 8. 9. 10. I started to speed up a little bit. I got a little excited in there. So if everybody, if you want, I'm actually going to take a quick water break. So you need to take a minute, take out your handy dandy water. I'm just going to take a sip for about 10 seconds. We're doing great on time, guys. So take our deep breaths. We're going to get back into position. Hands up, and we're going to do another 10 of what we just did. So it's going to be jab, cross, hook. I want everyone to keep up at their own pace. So you could either do 1, 2, 3 in your head, or you could just do the motions with me, or just do your best just to keep up. That's all we're going to do today. If there's anything that you take away from today, remember, most important, strong base, keep your hands up. And if there's anything that you forget or just don't remember, just remember the 1, 2. You remember that? You're good. Even if it's just basic defense, keep your hands up in front of your face, you get to a good stance, and you get ready to throw out. All right, so we're gonna get into our stance. Good base, hands up, and we're gonna start with slow. 1, 2, 3. Or for my other people, we're gonna go jab, cross, hook. Okay, so whichever you prefer, and now we start. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent job, everybody. So now what I want everybody to do, if you're not finished, finish up while I'm just walking in place. And for anyone who's sitting down, I just do that just to get your heart rate, just to keep it going. We try not to abruptly stop in class to take our appropriate breaks, but take our deep breaths. So now we're going to transition into elbows next. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow it down and stop. Okay. So the next thing that we're actually going to be working on is elbows. And I did this in, let's see, the turkey shred with you guys, which was awesome. Thank everybody for coming out again for today. I know making 9 a.m.s are hard enough as it is. I didn't have my coffee this morning, so we're doing great though. All right, so for my last class, I remember I did something called I think they were lunges. For now, we'll just call them basic elbows. Or side to sides, rather, what they were called. So what we're going to be doing, this is something that's found in combat sports. It's also found in different styling types. It's just elbows, and it's actually one of my favorite techniques to use because it's something that you can have like an isolated motion with, or you could throw your body into it. So That's actually what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to test the waters. I'm going to try 2 different maneuvers. I'm going to see how the first one goes. If I like it, I'm going to stick to that style. If I want something a little bit more advanced, I'm considering doing something a little different. But we're going to see how it goes, and then we'll start. So again, we're going to get into a good base. And then what we're going to do is for elbows specifically, we're going to bring our elbow up in this horizontal motion. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop it out. And what I want you to do is, because this is something that's in combat sports, you're going to visualize almost like your opponent in front of you. And what you would do is, depending if this person is in front of you or something, or even if maybe you're actually defending yourself, you're going to keep your hands up. This is not boxing, so just remember, we just want to be in a power stance now, which just means we don't want to be like this. We don't want to be on the tabletop. We just want to be in a good stance. So whatever makes you feel comfortable, widen your base out is what I want. Ask yourself, do I feel comfortable in this position? Is someone going to knock me over? If the answer is yes, readjust. If the answer is no, then you're ready. So just going to keep our hands up loosely. Again, this is not the boxing now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our elbow and we're going to come out. And the isolated motion is literally just the elbow. You're just throwing your body into it. When it's the whole body, normally what I prefer is to take a step forward. So that's going to be the same side. You're going to step with your right and throw your body into it more. So we're going to go hands up, and that's on the right side. So we're going to do that 10 times, and then we're going to do the same thing on the left. For all my people who are seated, what I want you guys to do, you guys can come all the way back in your seats, or you can come and lean forward. And you can actually practice the same move that we're doing on the ground. You're going to come up, and that right leg is going to pop out. So you're going to take that position. So I'm going to take my arm and bring it here into my elbow. This is like almost like a knife in some sources, or it's almost like a blade for those intensive purposes, because this actually really can hurt. And again, this is all for self-defense purposes. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock that elbow, and we're going to come out. So for anyone sitting, it's going to be the same exact thing. You could it's just as powerful as it is seated as it is standing. You just have to put your body into it more. Otherwise, if you're someone who's very, very much a beginner, you could just literally just pop it out and bring it back. For anyone who's in the middle, who's still a beginner, again, we're going to pop it out with that whole leg. We're going to come out, and we're going to come back and reset. So we're going to do that 10 times for everyone who's advanced and everyone who's seated. So again, my house stance, which is home base. Do I feel good? Yes. I keep my hands up now. And for me, for what I like to do, honestly, whenever I throw elbows, I like to put my whole body into it because it's a strike. It's not something where I'm just going to lollygag out. I really want to. Okay. So what we're going to do is now we're going to do 10 of those. Okay. So we're going to put our body into it for anyone who wants to, and we're going to go 1, and we're going to reset. 2. For anyone here, it's just for me, it's just out of habit. I kind of keep a hand up just to protect my face, which is a good habit to get into. And then you're going to switch once we get over. But this is just for me. If you want to do it, you can. If you don't, you can literally just practice that and just bring the elbow back to defend yourself like that. But for me, I kind of like this because you never know what's going to happen. So for here, I'm going to get into my stance, and we're on number 3, okay? So 3, 4, and you can just take a step to the side or out, whatever makes you feel comfortable based on where your opponent is in your head. So for me, I'll come outwards for you guys, because let's say the person's in front of me is on a diagonal. If you want to take it to the side, you can just step to the side and lead into that elbow. Okay, so I'll put my hand up. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. One thing I also want to talk about is like doing things like this is actually a good way to channel any type of emotion that you're dealing with, whether it's grief, anger, anxiety. It's a good way just to kind of let out whatever you've experienced throughout the day. You know, the person who cut you off in traffic, done. Your boss didn't give you a raise, done. You know, my dog ate my homework, done. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna just get into a good stance again. Now we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna do the left elbow now. For anyone who's non-dominant, this is my non-dominant hand, which is my left. Recently I've become more versatile. Just do your best. The whole point is that you want to just get that structure tight. You know, don't keep the elbow like loose, you know, tighten it up. My people who train with me are tough. They're not cupcakes. All right, so we're gonna put our hand up in front of our face. For now, I'm actually gonna switch up my stance a little bit. For you guys, just do your best, kind of get into a sturdy position. My left leg is coming back because I switched fighting styles for myself. So we're gonna keep our right hand up just to protect it. We're gonna keep that elbow out, and we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the right on the left side. So again, you can keep your hand here for protection. You can keep it here. You could do the isolated movement, or you can get your whole body into it, okay? So remember, ask yourself, do I have a sturdy base? If the answer is yes, then you're ready to go. If you're not, reset yourself. And then we're gonna bring our hand up, and we're gonna do this 10 times. So I'm gonna bring that elbow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're gonna reset. Excellent. Okay. So now we're gonna run through it again before I step into do alternatives. For today, I'm actually just gonna keep it simple so that way everybody can follow along, and the next time that we meet, hopefully in January and the new year, I'll be able to incorporate some more complicated movements, but we're gonna build on what we have now. So again, we're gonna get back into our stance. We're gonna go back to the right side now. So again, steady base, house stance, hands up. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come out and we're gonna do the right side. That's gonna be the same thing for anybody who's seating. So we're gonna come up and we're gonna do 10 on this side. So you can either come forward, you can go lateral, or you can go back to, I know that's a little bit more advanced, but I only say that because I want you guys to have options. It's so important that you realize that you're not designated to do just one thing or one style. That's the beautiful thing about mixed martial arts, any type of fighting style, is that it's just not one stagnant motion where I have to go to the right. It's like, no, you can go forward, you can go back, you can go lateral, you can go side. Like, you can switch your stance if you want to, whatever makes you feel comfortable. The whole thing I want you to get is the simplicity of the move, and you take something away from you today. So whether it's to throw an elbow, or it's to step to the side, or it's to have a strong base, it's to defend yourself. That's what today's about. It's also about having fun and burning off calories going into the new year. We're burning off our old self to welcome in the new self for January 1st of 2023. So we're gonna get our hands up. We're gonna get in our fighting style, and I'm gonna take it to the side and out for me because the space that I have is a little limited. So we're gonna do 10 now on the right side, okay, everybody? So we're gonna start. We're gonna go 1, and we're gonna reset. 2, 3, 4. And notice how I bring my leg back when I move. So if you're moving with me, make sure you come home, which all that means is get into like your comfortable stance. So that's number 4, 5, home, 6, home, 7, home, 8, home, 9, last one, and 10. Excellent job. So now we're going to transition over to our left, and we're going to do another 10 of the elbows on the left side. So again, strong base, hands up, and I'm going to just get ready. I'm going to start on this side, and I'm going to throw that elbow. For anyone who's seated, remember, full body into it. So hand up, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and remember, it's that same motion. If anyone's confused, it's the same motion. The only difference is where my leg is going, and that's targeting where this arrow goes, or my blade, where my blade's going. So if I step to the side, it comes out to the side. If I go front, it comes out to the front. Okay, so we're gonna reset. We're gonna get into those stance again. We're gonna make sure we're comfortable, and we're going on number 5. So we have another 6 to go. So we're gonna do it together. We're gonna count from 1 to 6 now, and that'll be 10 total. So here, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6. So you should be feeling it all up here and within your muscles in the upper body, all your biceps, triceps, and your shoulders, and some of your upper back, actually, depending on how much thrust you put into it. So just gonna do a quick time check. We're doing great on time today, guys. I have two more things I want to do with you today. We're gonna do abs, and we're gonna get to front kicks. But first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna alternate. We're gonna stay with the elbows, except we're gonna do right, left. So I hope that got you excited, because that got me excited. And for anybody else, just do your best. Remember, it's all about keeping up at your own pace. Do the count at your own pace, and wherever we stop, you just stop and you just keep moving along. So for my seated people, it's the same thing what we've been doing. All we're doing literally now is just alternating. So I'm gonna bring my chair up a little bit so you can see my feet. So if you're here, we're gonna go right, left, right, left. And anyone who's doing like the isolated workout, like because they can't move their lower body or anything like that, that's okay too. You're gonna get in your stance, right, left, and you're gonna move all of your torso and your upper body. So right, left, right, left. And then for advanced, so it's 1, 2, and so forth, okay? That's just a demo. All my people standing. We get to our warrior stance. Strong base, yes. Hands up. And then I'm actually, since my left elbow is out and my front lead's forward, we're gonna start with left, then right. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, etc., until we get to 10, okay? So hands up, and we're gonna start with the left side. And it's the same thing. You can still step with either foot that you do. So my left leg can step with my left elbow, and my right leg can step with my right elbow. So we're gonna keep it all fluid, okay? There's no, the only thing that's alternating is the elbows, that's it. Everything else will stay the same. So we're gonna walk through it. So left side, left leg out, together. Right leg out, together. One more time. So we're gonna do our left elbow, pop the left leg out, or side, whichever you prefer, whether you're, it doesn't matter. The motion is still gonna stay the same, okay? So all of that is gonna stay the same. Right side, left side, and the only thing that alternates is this. Hands up, okay. So now I'm gonna start now. So we're gonna start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent job. Let's just take a deep breath now. Just like 2 more. And this is our last one, and then we're gonna do the alternate elbows one more time. So we only have one more set of 10. Breathe with me. And release. Get back into your stance. Hands up. And we're gonna start with our left side. So left elbow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Together. Nicely done, class. Okay. So I'm gonna take another sip of water for myself. If anyone needs to take a break, you guys are doing tremendous today. Out of everybody that showed up. I hope you're feeling it today, because I am. All right, so we've gone through our boxing punches, we've gone through our elbows, and now we're gonna do a little bit of abs. We're gonna work on our core today and our obliques and abdominal region. So first, for anyone who's sitting, you're gonna remain seating, and anyone who's standing, I'm gonna go through the advanced motion in just a second. Let's take a quick time peek. We're good. We're gonna get to our kicks today, so don't worry. All right. So for anyone who was with me in the turkey shred last time that we were here, I introduced something called the flutter kick, which is probably one of my favorite when I'm lying on the ground. But because of the camera purposes and because of like the length of where I'm at right now, I would just prefer that if if you can be seated or if you can get to the ground, great. I'll show both. Otherwise, just do your best and just follow along with me the best you can. All right, so for my people who are seated, this one is for you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hands, jazz hands, right? And we're gonna put them firmly under the seat. And then if anyone remembers, I hope you do, if you're getting excited, what happens is that our legs are gonna come out like this, almost like, we're on a swing, right? Except we're not gonna be doing this motion. Instead, what we're gonna be doing is this motion. So up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's what we call flutter kicks. Now, for anyone who is advanced, who has this face at home, I'm going to be doing it from the seated position. However, you can do it from a more advanced position for people who are working on their lower abdomen. So I'm going to do my best to show this. For these purposes, I'm just going to I'm going to show the best angle that I can. So what would happen is when you do the flutter kicks, you would lay all the way down. Your hands would come up underneath your butt. You lift your legs up, and then you would do this. So what happens is your hands underneath your behind almost act like an anchor, but also an arch so that you don't move. So the anchor is there, and also an arch so that your legs can come up and the legs can do this. So up and down, up and down, up and down. So again, I'm going to show it one more time. I'm not going to be doing it on the floor. I'm actually going to be doing it from here because you can get the same workout seated. You just have to engage your core more and grip your core more. Okay. So again, hands are going to come up. We're going to lay down. My hands are going to come up here. And literally, I'm going to kick my legs up. 1, 2, 1, 2, etc. But for today, just to make it easier on everyone, we're going to remain seated because it's something everyone can do. So for everyone who's on the ground or everyone who's seated, hands are going to come up. For my people who are seated, it's going to come underneath the chair, not underneath your butt. It's going to come here. I'm going to put my legs out. I'm going to keep them out now. And we're going to start together. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And also just remember, keep your elbows in. No spaghetti arms here. So 1, 2, 3. And what we're going to do is when I say start, we're going to do that. Let's see, I have my flutter kicks. We're going to do that for 10 seconds. If you can make it to 10, great. If you can't, stop where you need to. I had to stop before because I'm still engaging and growing my core. And that's okay too. The whole point of it is to learn something new today and to take it, to be consistent with it. So we're going to go up and we're going to do our flutter kicks. So, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. I'm gonna take a deep breath. If you're feeling it more in your lower region, you're going to have to engage your lower abs more, which means even for me, I may have to come up off the seat a little bit and kind of just grip on and just do the best I can to sort of angle my body this way so that my legs will come up and it'll engage my core region more. But we're actually, abs is just a throw in today. So we're actually going to do only one more set of this. And then we're going to do standing abs right after. So we're actually going to switch it up. We're going to do 5 seconds of fluttering abs. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do standing abs. And then we're going to get to our front kicks because I want to do front kicks with you today. So we get a little bit of everything. Okay. All right, everybody. So for everyone, hands gripped. For me, I'm going to come a little bit forward so I start to engage my core more off the chair. So my butt is coming off the chair a little bit, but I'm also seated safely where I'm not going to fall off. Please don't fall off. Make sure that you are secure. That's the most important. All right, everybody. So we're going to come up now. After 5 seconds, we're going to hold it. Not for 5 seconds, but we're going to start with our flutters. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, one more, and 5. That's definitely more than 5. All right. And then one thing I'm gonna do with you guys, we're gonna, while our core is still engaged, actually, there's not gonna be a break. We're gonna do our standing and our seated abs. I'm gonna take a sit for just a second, and I'm gonna show everybody what the seated motion looks like. And for everybody standing, it's actually gonna be the same exact thing. So you guys are gonna be equal. Hands are going to come up. This is one of my favorite workouts that I've done with you guys to engage your core. It's simple, it's effective, and if you're consistent with it, you can see results. So we're going to take our hands, we're going to lock them, we're going to bring them behind our head. My right elbow is going to come down, and my left knee is going to come up. So I'm literally going to be touching alternate sides, and that's the whole exercise. So again, my hands are going to get locked. They're going to come up behind my head as a guide. My right elbow is going to touch my left knee. The left knee is going to come up. The right elbow is going to come down. And you're just going to touch it or if not, you're gonna go so far to where you're gonna go so far that you can, so that your core is engaged. That's the most important thing. So even if they don't meet 100% of the way, it's okay. The whole point is we'll build up to that. So one day, and our next workouts in 2023, they will be able to touch. And then it's just, after that, it's just compound motion. It's one after the other after the other. So it's literally gonna be this. So the left side now, left elbows, and the right knee's gonna come up, and we're gonna touch. Okay, and then we're gonna just alternate. All right, so everyone who is standing, I hope you're able to follow along. Really simple. One of my favorite workouts to do, especially in the gym when it's awkward and you don't feel like laying down on the floor around a whole bunch of people, just stand up. We're gonna put our hands up. We're gonna lock it behind our head, just like that. And now on my right side, my right elbow, my left knee is gonna come up, and I'm gonna touch it. I'm gonna go so far as that my abs will allow. And you're gonna feel it right here in the center, because for me, I feel it more like my lower abdomen. It depends on how the length of your torso, but for me, I feel it like right here within my gut, and right here in like my upper abdominal region. And this is the last part of the demo before we start. So we're gonna take our left elbow now, right knee's gonna come up, we're gonna crouch down, and we're gonna touch. So up and touch, up and touch, up and touch, up and touch. Okay? So for everybody who's seated, please remain seated. You can finish your workout that way. For my people who are standing, we're gonna stand and do this. Just gonna do a quick time check. All right, go. We're great on time, everybody. All right, so let me see, how many do I have to say? Okay, we're gonna do our first set of 10, and then we'll take it from there, because I want to get to the kicks for you guys today. So everybody in their position, hands up, lock behind your head. And we're gonna alternate today. We're not gonna do just one side. We're gonna get that abdomen burning, okay? So we're gonna start with our right, and then we're gonna alternate to the left. Okay, so we're gonna do 10 alternating. So 1, 2, etc., etc. Hands locked. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Now, for anyone who's doing it, the point of the exercise is not, I'm a little bit more advanced, so if I go a little bit faster, it's because my core is already has been engaged in this exercise, so I'm able to meet it faster. However, if your goal is to just kind of meet where your abs are and kind of just get that feeling and that burn, slow the motion down. So if I'm on number 5 and you're on number 2, stick with number 2, go as far as you can, and then just keep going with me. When we stop, there'll be another set for you to make up. Because it's important, not about speed, it's about consistency, and it's about, not structure. What word am I looking for? I'm drawing a blank over here, but that's okay. The point is, all I want you guys to do is just get the function down and just be consistent, and it's all about just how you do it, not how fast you do it. That's what I'm trying to say. So hands up, we're gonna go through another 10. We're gonna start on our right side this time, and then we're gonna alternate, okay? So right side, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You should be feeling it right here. 8, 9, 10. Excellent job. Now come up. Let's take a deep breath. And I think you guys could do one more set of abs with me. So we're gonna take that one more time again, okay? So we're gonna do, you've already gotten through 20 reps today with just abs alone for just that one exercise, and now you're gonna do 30. Today is a really strenuous workout, so anyone who's made it this far without stopping or just kept going at their own pace, I'm incredibly proud of you, because today actually was a very vigorous workout than what I'm used to doing for the beginners, and even for my modified people. You guys are kicking butt, so keep it up. So hands up, we're on our last set, everybody, so make it count. Hands up, and we're gonna start on our left side. So we're gonna do left and touch on the right. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, and 10. Excellent job, everybody. All right, cool. So we're gonna have 5 minutes more, and we're gonna do our front kicks. For anyone who's been here with me, This is something I introduced at the beginning of the workout. This is probably one of my favorite kicks. So very quickly, I'm going to show the modified version, and then I'm going to show you your style standing up, okay? Today is going to be a little bit different. So when my alarm goes off, that's our 5-minute warning, and that's going to be our rest and recovery period. So wherever we are, whether it's right, left, or alternating, or just one side, we're going to stop there. We're going to bring our heart rates down, and then we're going to end today in that 5 minutes, okay? So for anyone who's seated, right, what we're going to do is you're going to get into your fighting stance, which is just hands up. Remember, keep it loose, but not so loose that, you know, you're hitting yourself, but keep it tight, but not too tight, okay? Now with my right leg now, I'm going to come up and out. So what's going to happen is it's almost like a 90-degree angle. My right leg is going to come up, and then we're going to kick out. And I'm going to show you this on the other side so that everybody can see it. So we're going to have our hand up. The right leg comes up, and we're going to kick outwards, okay? And it's going to be the same thing on the left, okay? Very simple mechanism. It's going to come up perpendicularly, and the heel is going to come up like that. And standing now, I'm going to stand and do this exercise with you guys. Get into your style of your stance, your home stance, what we did all day today. We're going to get our hands up. In this case, I actually kind of like to turn my body this way. You could also keep your legs together for this one, just because it is an exercise. Just make sure that you're not off balance. This is more just the style of it. This is not the specific. This is the kick, but you can style it the way you need to for exercise purposes, what I mean to say. So hands up, and the standing position is this. We're going to up and out and down. So up, create that 90-degree angle, out. And this does take balance. That's why I have my hands up. So if I feel like I'm going to knock over, your body knows to kind of balance itself out. That's why your hands are up. So it kind of knows it's, okay, like I have my upper body to balance me. So again, we're going to go up and out, up and out, up and out. And it's going to follow that same mechanism that we did while we were sitting as the same one while we're standing. To get into my fighting stance, and it's going to be the same thing on the left side, okay? So we're going to go up, and we're going to take it 10 kicks here, and then we're going to switch over and do 10 kicks here, and we're going to see where we're at with our time. All right, we're getting to our home stance, and we're going to start 1, 2, out, and we're going to bring it back home. Don't leave your foot out, and don't let it dangle, like bring it back firmly. So that way, if you're caught off guard or you're off position, when that foot comes back, you have your home base to stand on. We're not off balance. So we're going to come home. This is number 3. We're going to come up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're back. And now we're going to switch over to our left. For me, again, fighting styles, I kind of like to switch up my stance. Again, just get into a nice position for yourself. So it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're not caught off guard, off balance. Hands up. And now this left leg now is going to come up and out. And keep your hands up for balance purposes. For anyone who's seating, it's a little easier. But also, I want to reiterate, please keep your hands up, because that is part of the drill. Don't just throw a lazy kick or front kick. Keep your hands up and throw it. So now we're going to do 10 on this side. So hands up. We're going to start 1, 2. Going to bring it back home. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Together. We got a minute before my alarm goes off. So we're going to start up again. If you want to alternate, you can. I lied. We're going to do one more set. And then we're on our 5-minute warning, and then we're going to do our rest and recovery, okay? All right, everybody, so hands up. And when I say stop, stop. There's no drill, there's no time, it's freestyle. So hands up. And we're going to alternate sides. Just follow along with me, whether I do right or left, okay? We're in that last 5 minutes. Hands up, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, switch, 10, 11, 13, 14, switch, switch, switch. All right, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, switch. 1, 2, one more. Excellent job, everybody. All right. So everybody, we're at like our 5-minute warning for today. You got 4 minutes. So now that everybody's all heart rate is up, we're gonna just bring it back. We're gonna march in place now. Or walk, march. You don't have to run, you don't have to jog. This is the cool down period. So for me, I'm just gonna walk in place. I'm gonna take my deep breaths and you're gonna follow along. We're gonna bring our hands up, kind of like at the beginning. We're gonna bring them down. It's almost like a circular motion, up. We're gonna open up our airway with that oxygen in. And then we're gonna keep our lower body moving until our heart is come down. And for anybody who's seated, same thing. You're gonna keep those legs up. You can count in your head how many you do, it doesn't matter. This is more just to kind of open up your body. Taking deep breaths, reaching up. Same with standing. So my little disco ball for good luck. When you feel like you're finally relaxed, for all my people who are seated, you can remain seated, but you can stop moving. I'm gonna come and sit down. And excuse me, as I do these time checks, we have to stop promptly at 10 today. So I wanna make sure that we have an appropriate cool down. We're gonna take it into our breathing. We're gonna sit like our crisscross. For anyone who's sitting down, you could just put your hands on your knees and keep your knees straight. Get into a comfortable position. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths with me. That's 1. You close your eyes like I am now. That's 2. And that's 3. What I want you to do now in our last couple minutes, he's gonna have us stop promptly at 10. I just want you to take a moment of gratitude for yourself for coming out today. Thank yourself for coming and for participating with me. More for yourself. I'm very thankful to be here with everyone today. And hopefully in this workout, you got to release some anger or grief or whatever it is that you're going through. Remember, today's word of phrase of the day at the very end is always be kind to other people because we don't know what other people are going through. So, and also, I hope that resonates within yourself because people don't know what you're going through or what you carry with you. So always be kind to yourself, as hard as that may be for some people. It's a new year. None of this new you stuff. It's more working with what you have and making yourself better. So we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to close our eyes and just take a minute of gratitude for ourselves. We're going to thank our bodies for all the amazing things that they do, whether it was waking up this morning or being able to walk or breathe or see. Sometimes it's the little things in life that people take for granted that mean so much to another person. So take those time, whether it's hugging your children or being with your parents or being with the person you love. Take a moment to just think about whatever makes you happy and hold on to it and just breathe one more time with me. I'm gonna take 2 more deep breaths. One more. I'm gonna open and
Hi everyone, this is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.